To my dear friend Gary, our host, it wasn't lost on me because he was truth-telling about his reputation, about the commitments that Gary has made to this community, about the pressures on his time, So he has to be careful about what he gets involved in because of the reputation that he enjoys in our community. The truth is, because of my reputation, I'll respond to any and all invitations. But tonight is an exception for reasons that, well, not only Dr. Farabee, but these students and mentors have provided you already. And me reiterating their testimony would really be redundant. I just simply want to echo the fact that we live, and I know I'm not objective when I say this, and I hope you're not either. We live in a great city. Indianapolis is a world-class community. It's a great place, as the Chamber says, to live, work, and play. It's a great place to raise a family. It's a great place to establish home and educate our kids. And hopefully, we can encourage them to return to it. But the truth is also, in our great city today, 1 in every 3 children are born into homes that operate at or below the federal poverty line. In our great city today, 1 in every 5 people, residents of Indianapolis, struggle with poverty or live in poverty. And I don't need to tell those in this room that it is intergenerational. Those kids born into poverty have a appreciably marginal chance of escaping without the type of commitment of leaders like Dr. Farabee and those who serve him in IPS, like leaders in our public schools throughout Marion County, and leaders like you. You can and will make a difference. In many neighborhoods in Indianapolis today, it's easier for some of our children to get a gun than it is for them to graduate from high school. That is unacceptable, my friends. And yet, all too often, that is the case in too many places. Your commitment being here tonight, Elevate Indianapolis' commitment to our community, can profoundly and fundamentally change the path of the lives of so many of our kids. And after all, isn't that why we do what we do? To pursue that promised American dream, right? That's what I was told by my parents, that the American dream at its core was that the next generation would have it just a little better, if not appreciably better, than the generation that had gone before. And that's what we fight for on nights like tonight. Giving our kids opportunities that are even better, greater than the opportunities that our families and our parents gave to us. So I encourage you to listen, to be generous, to be committed, and to help this great organization, Elevate Indy, accomplish what I think it can uniquely do for our city. As the mayor of our city, I ask you to do this for our city's benefit. But most importantly, as a father and a parent of 3 children, help me hand my children and all the children in this community a better Indianapolis than the one that we've inherited. I'll close with one last story of my friend Bob Whitaker, who really is responsible, Gary and Jim, for my involvement with Elevate Indianapolis. Bob's daughter and son-in-law and their family, speaking of family commitments, they live right next door to me. You'd have to question their judgment, but they're good people. And while I was running for mayor, and Bob and I had the great opportunity to talk on a couple of occasions, and we talked about his commitment to our young people and to education generally. Bob gathered me together with several of his colleagues early on a Tuesday or Wednesday morning in his offices on the north side and announced to those present. He said, "I'm glad to have Joe Hogsett, a candidate for mayor of Indianapolis, here today. And I intend to support him." And I'm grateful for Bob's support. But he was honest enough with his colleagues to say, "I support him not because of his political party. I support him not necessarily because of his ideas, although I happen to agree with many. And I don't particularly support him because of any ideological persuasion or bent. I support Joe Hogsett for the mayor of Indianapolis because my granddaughter tells me he gets up every morning, walks down his driveway, picks up the Indianapolis Star. She calls him Mr. Joe, and she says, 'We love watching Mr. Joe pick up the Star in his Superman pajamas.'" Help save Indianapolis from having future mayors who wear Superman pajamas. Invest in Elevate Indy because I truly believe, whether it's as Dr. Farabee said, it's enrollment, it's enlistment, or it's employment, I truly believe that those kids whose lives you may touch may one day be our mayor. And that, my friends, is in my book, goal enough that every child should have that opportunity. Thank you very much for that.